True Blood Season 4 Episode 1 is called She's Not There. Now let me tell y'all, the wait was long enough. Everybody excited. I'm excited. I see the HBO screen, everything. Start off with Sookie in the fairy world. I'm like, okay, she's still with Claudine. We see the fairy people. They getting life through. Everybody mingling. Then we see Barry. We ain't seen Barry since season 2. I thought Barry was dead. I was like, what the hell? Barry, really? I did always wonder what happened to him, though. He's from season 2. And the last time we saw him, Lorena pulled his ass into the damn hotel room. I thought he was a goner. And again, we seeing all these fairy people. They eating the life fruit. They going hard. And Sookie, she, for whatever reason, she doesn't eat the light fruit. She sees her granddad, and her granddad does not know who she is. He thinks he's been gone maybe a few hours, maybe even a week. This man has been gone for 20 years. He just starting to realize, like, whoa, what has really happened? So they have a back and forth discussion, and then they go and sit down and they're talking, and then Sookie, for whatever reason, I wonder why she is the only one who questioned the fairy world. Why was she the only one who was like, you know, don't eat the fruit, something's wrong with the fruit, don't do that? How did she sense that? Why didn't any of the other fairies sense that? That's one of my questions. Like, what was that all about? They hear Sookie tell her granddad, in her mind, they telepathing one another, saying to not eat the fruit. And Mab, whoever the hell that is, she come out and she just all angry and everything, and then the fruit start rotting, and then they attack Sookie, and they turn into some gremlin looking things. Like, I was like, these are fairies? They turn into some ugly little things. I was like, what the hell? And the whole fairy world was just not right. Like, what? I didn't understand that. I'm confused. So there's a fairy military breakdown is what I'm gonna call it, because you got fairies helping Sookie and you got fairies trying to kill her and not let her leave. So Sookie and her granddad end up jumping through this portal, and that whole portal scene and everything, I was over it. I was like, what the hell? I was so lost. Soon as Sookie comes back, soon as she jumped through that portal, Eric and Bill sends her right then and there, and her granddad dies like within minutes. He's dead. He's like withering away as they talk, and he gives Sookie the watch to give to Jason. And that whole scene, that was, I don't know, I don't really know how I felt about that, because I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed in the episode. So after Sookie's granddad dies, she goes home, and you see these people working in her house and moving stuff, and Sookie like, you know, what y'all doing? Get out of my house. And the man was like, ma'am, you can't be here, you know, I'll call the police. So Sookie like, well, you call them, you know what I'm saying, call them, because y'all in my house. And she slammed the door like she know what she doing. The police show up, and it's Jason. Jason is a freaking cop. So right then and there, I'm really baffled. Like, first all this fairy crap, and then this. So it turns out they've been looking for Sookie. They put out websites, all kind of stuff looking for Sookie. Sookie has been gone a whole year. She thought she was gone maybe an hour or so. Sookie has been gone 12 and a half months. That is so crazy. And personally, I feel like Sookie. I feel like True Blood then went on without me. I don't know what's going on. And maybe that's how they want us to feel. They want us to like feel like we're in Sookie's shoes. We don't know what's going on. All this is new to us. And maybe that's how they want us to feel. But damn it, I'm confused. Sookie finds out that Jason sold the house, and she's like, you know, how could you do that? But then she understands, because again, she was gone for 12 and a half months, mind you. Sookie and Jason are having a heart-to-heart, and let me just say this. Jason is so fine. Oh my God, he is just so fine. He's gotten finer with the little beard and the whole cop thing. Honey, he fine. As soon as it gets dark, Bill is there like that. He was on it. Bill was there, and he was like, you know, I haven't sensed you in a year, in over a year, you know, where have you been? What's been going on? And they kind of go back and forth a little bit. Eric show up. Eric right there on the dot. Now, what confused me about this, Eric is like, you know, I never gave up on you, Sookie. I knew you were alive, and all this other kind of stuff. And Bill tells Eric, go, don't you have some business to tend to? And Eric leave. Now, what the hell? Ain't Eric older than Bill? What the hell going on? So then Andy show up. Andy is crunk. Andy is mad. He done lost the plaque. He done not solved the case. He done put in manpower. He just going off on Sookie. And Bill ends up giving Sookie an alibi, which how he came up with that, I don't know. Official vampire business. Right. Then we find out Andy is addicted to V. Then we hop to Lafayette and Jesus. They both look totally different. Jesus has like this spike thing going on. Lafayette has the mohawk, and I just have to say, I personally don't like the mohawk on Lafayette. They're at a witches meeting. They go inside this witches meeting, and Lafayett's just not feeling it. He's like, oh, whatever, I'm over it. I don't do all that. I ain't no magic. You know how he do. So then one of the witches start convulsing and doing all this other kind of crazy stuff, and she channels Eddie. Now what confused me about that is I didn't know vampires had a soul because I thought they were dead. So how would she channel, you know, that? He thought Jesus told the witches about Eddie and what happened. Eddie was the vampire that Jason and his addicted girlfriend killed. Arlene done had the baby. I'm telling y'all, I feel like Sookie. I feel lost. I feel like everybody just done moved on. I don't know what's going on. So much going on. I'm confused. Arlene done had the baby. His name is Mikey, and she is just swearing up and down he is evil. He taking the heads off dolls and all kind of stuff. Now Arlene's hair and Tara's new look, I enjoyed their new look. Then we wind up in New Orleans, and Tara's in a cage match fighting some girl. You move to Hoyt and Jessica. They're having relationship issues. Jessica doesn't grocery shop. Hoyt eats food. Jessica doesn't. So they end up getting in a fight. She throwing eggs in the pan and he eating raw eggs, and they start laughing. That whole scene confused me. I don't know where it came from or why we needed to see that or what it's going to turn into, but again, I was confused. Up to Pam at Fantasia. She's doing an interview. They're still trying to clean up the whole Russell mess when he killed the reporter live on television. And I'm like, it's a year later. Maybe people haven't accepted it again. So I'm lost. I don't know what the hell going on. So they still trying to, you know, put out commercials and everything. And Pam just like, yeah, whatever. Like, she know the deal. She not even trying to be cutesy. She a vampire, and it is what it is, and I love the attitude about Pam. So she ends up having Eric do the interview, and he's just so professional. We're hopping back from Eric and Bill saying different stuff about vampires and what they're working on, and Bill is a politician. Tara is gay, and her new name is Tony. Tara is still lost. Po thing, I want Tara to find herself. I like her new hair. I like her new look. That's cute. That's very cute on her. But the whole Tony and you gay and girl, really? We have to Sookie at Merlot's. Sookie is at Merlot's. Terry and Arlene finally see Sookie, and they're hugging her and they're so excited. And I love the part when Lafayette comes up and he like, look, he like, next time text a motherfucker and save us all the world of worry. I love that line. Jesus and Laugh in the kitchen, and Lafayette is cooking, and Jesus is trying to invite him to another witches meeting. Why is he so adamant on getting Lafayette to these meetings and trying to use his power? We shall find out. But again, I'm lost. Andy come in. He's an addict. He's on V bad and he need his fix. He goes to Lafayette, and it's been a year, so I don't know how long it's been since Lafayette was done dealing with the V. It should be a long time by now, but obviously Andy still thinks Lafayette has V, so he coming at Lafayette telling him all kind of stuff and all in his face, and Lafayette just kind of like, you know, whatever. And that's just not like him. I thought he was at least gonna cut him or something. He even called him his favorite drag queen, and Lafayette didn't even have a rebuttal. It was just crazy. And why is Jason protecting Andy like that? What's that all about? Hoyt's mother and Sam's brother Tommy. Obviously, we find out Sam did shoot Tommy, but that whole whatever that was, I have to say one of my favorite scenes was when Jessica was in Fantasia, and she goes to the bathroom after talking to the boy and dancing with Hoyt, and Pam comes in there and tell her how much she really wants to be a vampire and not live that life. I love that whole scene because I just love Pam and how she is. She's just Pam and she's not going to be anybody else. She just is who she is, and so I love that about her. Jason, he's still taking care of the Were-Panthers. Crystal has not come back. She's been gone for obviously a year because that's, you know, when everything happened, and he's taking care of them. He's bringing them food and everything, and they locked his ass in the freezer. Why? We hop back to the witches meeting. Obviously Lafayette ends up going back to the witches meeting, and the lady has lost her bird. the witch has lost her bird, and they're trying to give it a farewell or whatever the case might have been, and then she starts trying to resurrect it. Well, it doesn't work until Lafayette joins in. So I'm thinking maybe he's really something powerful, and they're going to try to use him for something. That's why they're so adamant about him getting into the group and getting into the witchcraft. I'm thinking maybe that's even why Jesus is kind of with Lafayette. Maybe he has ulterior motives. And I'm like, oh my goodness, they got a new king. They got a new king. Who's the new king? Why is it Bill? Why is Bill Compton the new king? How did that happen? How did Bill? Eric is older than Bill. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So how did that happen? And so then that jumps back to the beginning when Bill was telling Eric, look, don't you got some business to tend to? And Eric just left like, oh yeah, you right. Like, where is this coming from? I'm so lost. Hop to the last scene, which was probably the best scene of everything, and Sookie's kind of undressing and Eric shows up. What are you doing here? You can't be here. You know, I didn't invite you in. Eric was the one that bought the house. Now, my thoughts on this episode, I was truly lost and I was kind of disappointed. I'm not even gonna lie. I had so many questions from the last time that I kind of wanted them answered. Like, what happened with the queen? Bill must have killed the queen, or, you know, where is she at? Like, it's just so much stuff that was unanswered. You kind of got answers, but then again, you didn't. Oh, and Sam, he goes, I'm thinking he's at anger management. You know, he talking about, you know, when he shot his brother and all that, and then they end up taking off their clothes. I'm like, is this an orgy? What is this, swingers meeting? But it's like a shapeshifters group, and I'm like so happy for Sam. But then again, I'm like, when the hell this happened? But again, at least he found some people that were like him. Again, the whole episode was just, for me, it was just kind of, again, I have so many unanswered questions. I don't know what's going on. Like, the first episode to me again was disappointing, but I'm so ready. I think things are going to get crazy fast, very, very fast, and I'm so ready to see what's going on. So y'all, let's discuss this. Let's go at the bottom. I'll be here probably every Wednesday. It'll be up just due to work schedule and things like that. Every Wednesday I will have it up and ready for you guys. And again, thanks everybody for rocking with me, checking with me, following me on Twitter, add me on Facebook, subscribe me, adding me as a friend, thumbs up the video, and commenting. And we back, guys. I'm so grateful, and I thank you all, and ready for next week.